Now in part two, what we're going to cover is a little bit even more flexible than kind of helping you figure out what you should be doing on your cheats if you're doing this daily average. Part two's focus is basically based on thinking about your calories like a bank account. And per week, you kind of have this weekly allowance of how much you should be eating. So that's kind of what we're going to go with, okay? So in part two, let's kind of erase this part right here. On part two, your weekly allowance is based again on this formula here that we kind of came up with. So to re-summarize, we have someone suggesting that you should eat 1,500 calories, and that's what you've been doing. So you have 1,500 times 7 days is equal to 10,500 calories. Okay, that would normally be your weekly allowance. But let's just say you've been messing up more than not. And on the weekends you're having a hard time counting, so we just want to get rid of that weekend number altogether. Okay, so right here what we have is, we're assuming that you're eating a lot more than normal on the weekends. So on Saturday, you're eating 2,000 calories. On Sunday, you're eating another 2,000 calories, which gives you a total calorie number of 4,000 calories. So what we're going to do is take your original weekly allowance, which was 10,500, minus from your weekend, which is 4,000 calories, and what you're left with is a total of 6,500 calories. And this is your new weekly allowance number for 5 days. So that's Monday through Friday. So this is the way it works. We have Monday, and let's say on Monday you eat roughly 1,400 calories. Okay. So you take this number, 6,500, and you minus 1,400, and what you're left with is 5,100 calories. That's for the following Tuesday through Friday. Now on Tuesday, you ate 1,600 calories. Okay, so now you take your new number, 5,100, you minus 1,600, and this is going to give you a new number. So let's see, 4, 1, that's 5, 0, 0. Now you have 3,500 calories left, okay, for Wednesday through Friday. On Wednesday, you're like, holy crap, I don't have that many calories left for Thursday and Friday. I want to be able to splurge a little bit more on Thursday and Friday. So on Wednesday, you're like, okay, I'm going to eat a lot less. You're going to only eat 1,000 calories here. So now you have 2,500 calories left for Thursday and Friday. Okay, Thursday, you're like, I want my weekend to start a little bit early. So again, you eat 1,000 calories here. Okay, so for Friday, you literally have 1,500. And basically, you kind of get that flow. You're kind of working from your original number, and every single day you're minusing, 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 and making sure you literally have something left. On Friday, say you eat the 1,500 calories, at least now you know that your weekend still has some extra calories left, and you should lose weight. Okay? Now, there's a lot of questions that arise from this. What tends to happen for a lot of people is they have this weekly allowance for their weekend that's totally separate from their total allowance. Okay? So our total allowance on the weekdays is completely separate from our weekend allowance. The issue arises when you don't lose weight. You're like, oh my god, I kept to my weekday allowance, which was at 6,500. And then on the weekend, you're like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. I'm not losing weight like I'm supposed to. I actually keep gaining weight. What's going on? Okay? And this is that crazy part here. Okay, so say you're running this kind of model here. Let's kind of fix this first. Okay? So now, one of the big issues is you still underestimated your weekend allowance. What I mean by that is on Saturday, you might have accidentally ate 3,000 calories. That's already making sure that you only have 1,000 calories left on Sunday. But say on Sunday you're like, well, it's a weekend, I don't really care, I'm not counting my calories anyway. Say you ate another 3,000 calories. On these 2 days alone, you ate roughly 6,000 calories. That's 2,000 calories more than what you're originally allotted for. Which means basically you're going to gain weight. Okay? The general rule for gaining weight is simple. If you gain weight, your allowance was wrong. Basically, you undershot this number, the weekend number, or on the weekdays you were having a hard time and you weren't losing weight even on the weekdays. Okay? So what we're trying to do is really make sure we're playing with these numbers, playing with these numbers, playing with these numbers to really make sure that you're more accurate with yourself. Okay? So again, if you are gaining weight, something was wrong, whether it was with your weekend allowance, it was a little bit too low for what you were shooting for. In this case, what we wanted to do is, say you did eat 6,000 calories on the weekend, we would take your original 10,500 number, and remember, this number was from your daily limit set at 1,500 times that 7, which gives you 10,500. Okay? So now we have to take this new number, 6,000 calories, and make sure that now your actual daily allowance or weekday allowance is 4,500. You see what I mean in terms of weight loss? A lot of people, what happens is, they'll start counting calories, but they're not sure where they're going wrong. And we kind of have to experiment a little bit in order to find kind of what's going on with you. Whether that you're undershooting your numbers or overshooting certain numbers and so forth and so on. In this case, say you are that person eating 6,000 calories, we originally planned for 4,000 calories, so of course you're going to gain weight, or of course you're going to flatline, meaning you're not going to lose weight. Okay? So now with our new number, 4,500, what that means is you literally have either an average of 900 calories per day, or in terms of your bank account, you're going to have some days where are going to be pretty much either 0, 500 calories, and other days that are going to be a lot more in order to help modify. But remember, if there is something wrong, it's going to be having to do with the way you're counting your calories. Whether you're not allowing a certain amount on your weekend, whether you're saying that you eat less than you actually do, or you're doing your daily limits, but you're somehow underestimating a number there. And whenever you put them in your log, you're saying you ate 200 calories, but you actually ate 500. Remember, everything has calories in terms of the measurement. And what I mean by that is almost everything, not including water, has some form of calories, unless it specifically states it has 0 calories. So you want to make sure you account for that. Literally everything you put in your mouth has some form of calories, so make sure you're really accounting for it.